Hey guys, it's Ryan.
And it's Tom.
We're gonna talk about the Raw exclusive pay-per-view Hell in a Cell.
This is a special Halloween special review.
Yeah, you're half in a costume. I'm not in a costume at all. It's very Halloween-y. You can't see us because we're John Cena. We're both dressed as John Cena.
Let's save that for the SmackDown review.
Yeah. Well, there wasn't a SmackDown on Halloween.
I mean, next year maybe.
I'm gonna look that up right now because I'm genuinely way more curious and more interested in that than this fucking pay-per-view. Vamp. Yeah, we'll be on Halloween next year.
I was getting ready to vamp.
It's too late. It doesn't matter. You vamped. You did a good job.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, before we really start talking about this, we want to talk about why Hell in a Cell as a pay-per-view is a terrible idea.
Yes, because I feel like pay-per-views in general should be like a theme, and Hell in a Cell is not a theme. It is a match.
It is a match. It is a match that does not always turn out well. In fact, often does not turn out well.
It has had more bad matches than good matches.
That is very true. It's three Hell in a Cell matches. That's a lot. It's a lot of matches.
It's a little too much. Like, there was a time where you'd only have a cell match every couple of years, and it would always feel like it was impactful.
And now it's just like, hey, we should put these guys in a cell. Guys and girls.
Girls now,
yeah,
they can do it too. They can have mediocre Hell in a Cell matches just like the guys can.
No, they made history that night by having a mediocre women's match. It's never happened before.
Historically made history.
Right. Yeah, we'll get to that. So, of course, we started with the pre-show. You didn't see this match.
I did not, so you can talk and I will just nod, but you won't see that.
Cedric Alexander, Lince Dorado, and Sin Cara versus Tony Nese, Drew Gulak, and Ariya Daivari. Fine. Fun cruiserweight 6-man match. They did a lot of cool flippy shit. It's a good match to get the crowd started. The crowd were into it. They were enjoying the jumping and the flipping and the so on and so forth. But this also just makes me feel like the cruiserweights don't fucking matter at all because we just put a bunch of them in a 6-man tag match against each other.
How many of these are more interesting than TJ Perkins, would you say?
Fucking Cedric Alexander for one. Cedric Alexander, top of the list. I love him so much. And he's great. And Rich Swann, who wasn't in this match, but he was on the pre-show panel talking about the cruiserweights. Even though he didn't have a match, he wasn't involved in this pay-per-view in any way, shape, or form. He was just like, yeah, cruiserweights, that's a good thing, right?
That's a thing. That's that thing I'm not a part of right now.
Yeah, but that's I like him more. Neville and Sami Zayn, both of whom could probably just go to the cruiserweight division for a bit, hang out for a while, and come back.
Because technically, it's not like you got to qualify. It's just wait. So they're part of the cruiserweight division.
Yeah, they didn't have to because Sin Cara's in it. I don't know about Sin Cara's really strong. I kind of dig that.
Maybe Neville and Sami Zayn are just like buttholes, and they're like, "Oh, I don't want to be part of you lesser guys."
I would understand that. I get why people should be going to the cruiserweight division to try it out, like Xavier Woods and Enzo Amore. And I'm like, I think they can see where it's going, and they should in kayfabe at this point. They should be like, I'll be fine.
I see what you're putting out there. I don't need that.
Yeah, but yeah, fine match. Kickoff panel was the kickoff panel, the usual. Booker T being not quite there, Lita being not quite there, Jerry Lawler being not quite there, and Renee Young in a cute pumpkin sweater.
Renee Young is still insisting on introducing everyone by saying WWE Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
She can't just say my WWE Hall of Famer announce team.
No, it's just
panel team.
Oh, she should start being 5-time WCW champion.
Just list all of their accolades.
Lisa, was she a 2-time women's champion or something?
Oh, more than that. She's
yeah, I
5
no
or
idea.
6.
Oh yeah, because totals don't mean shit.
She just hop-tailed it with Trish Stratus.
Much like some other female wrestlers who we're going to talk about a little later on.
Is that a little foreshadowing?
So we don't a lot of foreshadowing towards the main event, so I feel like people are going to be like, oh, I have to hear our opinions on this, but we're also kind of ruining our opinions on it. Wait.
It's there you go.
4 times. And a 1-time Hall of Famer. She should get in there in a Team Extreme or whatever. Oh, yeah, I didn't mean to open that. I meant to go back to the Hell in a Cell. This is a tight operation we have here.
This is a well-oiled machine.
Yeah. Anyway, fine. Kickoff panel. Who really gives a shit? It's just an advertisement for the network. I get why it exists. The match on it was good. But I don't get why we have to have that same panel for Raw Talk.
Should we? I was going to say, do you want to take this time to have a little Raw Talk rant?
Yeah, alright. So, what makes Talking Smack awesome is that it's Renee Young, who is a beautiful ray of sunshine, and 2, really good at her job.
A really, really good host.
Like, she's good at hosting, she's good at making, like, she's good at keeping things in kayfabe, but making it feel very real and very, like, natural. And overall, just, like, she fits really well in her role. Like, she not on the kickoff panel so much, mostly because she's teamed with 3 fine human beings who I could not give less of a shit about their opinions.
Because the only time you ever see them is in the pre-show panel.
Yeah, like, why do I care about...
Like, these people might as well not be Muppets. They might as well not have legs.
So, yeah, I didn't watch all... I watched about the first half or so. It was, yeah, it was fine. The promos didn't feel as good as the promos on Talking Smack. I wish it, like, I hate to say it because we've been bitching about Mick Foley a lot. I wish it was Renee Young and or like Tom Phillips and Mick Foley or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just 2 people. It feels way too busy with all 4 of them, like, interrogating the person who's, like, guesting.
Or maybe, I don't know, it could be Corey, like, hosting it, and he can just take Mick Foley to town being like, hey, you're making really bad decisions.
That would be great. I would really enjoy that. But it's fine. Whatever. That's all I really wanted to say, because I didn't watch it all. I don't want to talk about it at the end. Also, the main event is more important to talk about. That's going to main event our show.
Wow, we're really being, like, pro-feminism here by having the women
main event our show.
this podcast, not even a review, really, just kind of thoughts and rants.
Yeah. Well, this is something I want to review in detail. The longest match on the card, and it felt like it. Roman Reigns, the United States Champion, defeated Rusev in a Hell in a Cell match.
Okay, have you seen a Roman Reigns and Rusev match before? Okay, now, like, put your fingers in a way so it kind of looks like a grate, and then watch the match through that, and you've seen the Hell in a Cell match between Roman Reigns and Rusev.
Yeah, there was nothing of it. There was a spear off the steps, which was really lame.
What do you mean? It was super dangerous that, like, Rusev fell from, like, 2 feet further up than normal.
Speared people of higher things than that. Surely he could, like, it was, there was a couple of kendo stick shots.
The most devastating weapon in WWE.
Yeah.
They threw each other into the cell, like, 3 times.
Yeah.
Which is a move I believe hurts kayfabe less than being thrown into the barricade.
Yeah, people all seem to be pretty okay with it. No one ever seems to really mind. But the match itself was just, it was a Roman Reigns and Rusev match. It went on too long.
It's, like, perfectly fine. If this was the first time I'd ever seen the 2 wrestle, I'd be like, that was a good match.
Yeah, but
I'm just so done with them.
And, of course, it was the classic Roman Reigns babyface formula. I'm getting beaten up. Oh no, I took everything. I took an accolade with a chain.
I took the super accolade that, like, killed John Cena.
But no, Roman Reigns can power out because Rusev just kind of let go of it.
Just kind of let go and was like, I'm going to use my arms instead because this is working too well.
This is too effective. It looks a bit too much like a ball gag. It did look quite sexual. It's just, side note. Yeah, I have surprisingly little to say about this because we were watching this and we were just like, fuck this. But what is that to really say?
It's just a Roman Reigns and Rusev match. I really wanted it to be brutal and it wasn't.
That's the thing, they put on a brutal match when they had that match on Raw, but that was brutal because it was like as brutal as it could be without no disqualifications or Extreme Rules kind of like.
They've had plenty of moments where they're just trying to like actually beat the tar out of each other, where it's some kind of like a brawl where they ended up being pulled apart, and it should have been advertised like, oh, now they're not going to be pulled apart. You're going to see what actually happens when they just try to wail on each other. But no, they just had a regular wrestling match
with some
kendo sticks
and stairs. Just a very. It felt like they kind of realized, shit, 3 Hell in a Cell matches are too much. We can't do, like, crazy spots in all 3 matches because we'll run out.
So instead we'll do, like, 2 crazy spots across 3 Hell in a Cell matches.
Yeah. So yeah, fine, disappointing. Kind of ruins the Hell in a Cell a little bit. Like, not that it could be ruined much more, but once again, it's just like, alright, so they just had a match.
It's just a match.
And that's all I have to... And Roman Reigns is still United States Champion. Who do you think's going to challenge him next?
Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin's on the other show.
Doesn't matter.
They could offer him more money.
Yeah.
Bring him over to Raw.
He's just going to be like, I'm going to be on both shows now.
Because that could get paid more. I would accept that. I'd be like, Baron Corbin can do that because he's Baron Corbin. He doesn't give a shit.
He doesn't have a contract. He's a lone wolf.
He's such a lone wolf. He doesn't get paid. He just turns up.
He doesn't even like buy things because that would mean he like interacts with people. He only does Amazon shopping.
No, on his promo, he's like, I have friends, just not here. I really liked that. I liked that. He was like, yeah, I have a social life. I'm not a fucking weirdo. Just like, I'm at work. I'm just going to beat people up and leave.
I don't literally think I'm a wolf.
Like, at any point, I could have to beat anybody up, so I'm not going to be friends with anyone. I liked that. That's SmackDown. We're talking about SmackDown. God damn it.
I genuinely, I don't know, or like, what the heck is Roman Reigns gonna do next?
He's gonna challenge for the Universal title. Be the second man to hold both.
Bo Dallas, maybe. They've been building him up a bit. He could be like, I can take you out, Roman Reigns, and literally everybody and their pets are just like, lol.
I don't want it to happen, but Strowman maybe. Like, I feel like Strowman should be built up for a while longer before he gets crushed by Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I can't see it, yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like WWE would do it. I feel like they'd be like, what are we going to do? I don't know. Just feud him with Strowman.
Like, Rusev is, like, maybe the second, like, at the third, maybe, most powerful, like, heel in the company. And fucking 1 and 2 is Jericho and fucking Owens.
And both of them are busy.
Yeah, so what do you do next?
I don't.
2-on-1 beat the club.
I'd be okay with that if the club just beat up Roman Reigns for a while again. I'd be fine.
Like Reigns beats like Carl Anderson like 19 times in a row.
Oh fuck me. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a minute. But first, we've got to talk about Bayley beating Dana Brooke.
I think this was one of the highlights of Monday Night Raw.
This is one of the highlights of Superstars.
I might have blanked out. I think the feed might have cut to a different show.
Oh no, I remember we were watching 2015 NXT. Yeah, that's what happened. Like, we switched over for a bit and then we came back. But it's fine.
It's fine. Dana didn't like kill anyone or like fuck up the finish.
Yeah, it was a serviceable match. I just don't give a shit about Dana Brooke, and Bayley's just been floundering.
Bayley's like back was hurting a bit and she like stole some Cesaro's tape and was. Oh wait, that was Sasha. Wait, no.
Yeah, no, they both were.
They both had
sure.
the tape.
It's because they got a feud. They're not gonna feud.
Sasha had it on her back. Bayley had it on her arm.
Yeah, because Dana Brooke injured her arm.
Yes.
Whatever. It's just a whatever match. Just like a 6.5 minutes of fine.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to say. Both of these women, I'm just like, this could be better. Like, Bayley's really fucking good.
Well, it just kind of screams of like they're not done. Like, this isn't like an actual almost feud. It's just the other two in the Charlotte and Sasha feud.
Yeah, this is just like, what are we gonna do with the two other women we kind of vaguely care about? Where's Nia Jax been?
They're probably just like keeping her, like doing the thing with Sasha. They're just keeping her off TV for a bit so they can introduce her and be like, look how dominant she is.
Why don't you just make her dominant? Is it because there aren't enough women for her to crush? Have her beat Dana Brooke. Who cares?
Who gives a shit if it's heel versus heel?
No, she can just do it in like one match. Like, Dana Brooke can just be like, pat you on the head, Nia Jax. Nia Jax can be like, I'm just gonna fucking destroy you now.
Oh, also Dana not realizing where the head pat is like a good taunt because she just immediately starts walking up to Bayley and patting her head.
And Bayley just fucking slaps. That was pretty funny.
That's not how condescension works.
Yeah, the head pat was cool because she'd do it like when her and Emma beat people up. Also, when's Emma back? When's Emma? She's healed. She's ready. She can come in at any time. I don't. Why?
She's debuting the same week as Kurt Hawkins.
At least Kurt Hawkins is like
appearing.
Yeah, he's here. I wouldn't mind if Emma was just here and being like, I'm gonna wrestle in a bit. Even though I would like her to wrestle because she's also really good.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of the better women on the show, and I feel like she could be doing way more than fuck all. But it's fine, whatever. Like I get why Paige isn't on there because of everything, and I get why Alicia Fox isn't on there because she's a glorified jobber. But Emma's here. She's fine. She's ready to go. Bring her back. Do stuff with her.
Way better than Dana Brooke.
So much better than Dana Brooke. Anything else to say?
No.
The club, Gallows and Anderson versus Enzo and Cass. Edge and Christian. Both of them were like retired, but Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson just fought them anyway.
They were like, we don't give a crap about rules or matches.
We don't give a crap about the fact that you're not medically cleared. We're gonna curb stomp you on this briefcase. That'd be better. That would get them some heat.
Oh, good old prime Seth Rollins.
I love that shit. Yeah, whatever. Who cares about that? That's dumb and pointless. That's the past. What we're talking about right now is once again just a match that was there and happened and then it finished.
The club won.
Yeah, the club won a match.
Carl Anderson even got the pin.
Oh yeah.
They came out. Enzo and Cass came out and like did like maybe their worst pre-match promo like ever.
It was like, what was it like?
They just
Luke Garlows or something.
Yeah, like a Carl. Oh
yeah.
Shit. Oh, and he called Carl Anderson Andy.
And then he insulted him. He was like, "Your name's Dumb Andy," and it's like, but that's not his name. You're going really far to insult him if you make up a new name for him, and then it's like me being like, "Hey, your name's Bo. Tom, your name's now Bo. You're a boatload of crap."
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
That's better than what Enzo came up with. And
Thank you.
And then Cass called Luke Gallows a sloppy jalopy, I believe, and looked like he was gonna have a stroke while saying it.
A sloppy jalopy.
I feel like Cass's like nervous stutter is returning, which is weird.
Once again, floundering. Enzo and Cass, two of the most over people in NXT, so well loved, were in the wings for the NXT Championship for ages. They're up here doing nothing.
Oh, also, give Cass a fucking jacket.
Give him something.
Get rid of that frickin' bib.
Oh yeah, I hate the bib. It's not. I don't even get it. I don't get why he has it. He doesn't eat a lot. Well, I'm sure he does, but not on like stage.
Also, I know nothing can be like pushed hard all the time, but I feel like with cruiserweights and the women's division, the tag team division is really starting to like fall behind.
Yeah, it's the New Day, and
not that it's important, but looking at these match times on Wikipedia, they're really like not considered. Like they are, even the tag team titles are like mid-carding hard right now.
Yeah, that was the P break slot.
It was.
That was the P break slot before Charlotte and Sasha. We'll get to. Whoa. All right, yeah. So, any other thoughts on this match other than it was just a match, and I just want to see Gallows and Anderson. I just want them to beat people up. That's all I'm asking for. I don't want them to have matches. They shouldn't have matches on fucking television. They shouldn't even have matches on most pay-per-views. They should just beat people up. They should just be like, hey, Enzo and Cass, here's a chair to your face, in your face, right now. If it looks like they're losing, they should like get themselves DQ'd by destroying them. That's what they should be doing.
I mean, they can't do that because New Day are already doing that.
Oh, we'll get to the fucking New Day in a minute.
I know. I can't help but talk about it.
I know, it's okay. I'm just mad about it. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at it.
The only other thing I want to say is that it was just a pretty like badly booked match.
Yeah.
Where it was Carl Anderson and Enzo pretty much just wrestled for like 4 minutes, and then both Cass and Gallows got tagged in. Cass literally, I'm pretty sure, didn't take a bump in the entire match.
He literally destroyed Luke Gallows because that makes him look strong.
And then Cass is like, wow, this is going well. Better tag in Enzo, who's like still dead. And then Enzo immediately got hit with a magic killer and got pinned.
Yeah. And Cass was outside.
And I'm like, Cass, why would you ever do that? Why would you ever tag in Enzo apart from to hit air Enzo?
I think that's what they were going for, wasn't it?
Or the Bada Shakalaka.
I hate that name.
You don't want to say it.
I refuse. He was gonna hit him with the move where he picks Enzo up and puts him down on the other person. I refuse to call it the fucking shibbity bippity boppity boo. Alright, anyway, that's all we have to say about this wet fart of a match. I like the club's entrance music. That's it. So I wanted to just note that.
Oh, and they look kind of sad coming out. I don't blame them.
When their contracts are up, they're going to go back to New Japan.
But they just come out and do like a sad too sweet where we don't even like touch it. They're just kind of like,
I'm too sweet in you.
I feel like we're both X-Pac, but we're actually talented.
Like we can actually wrestle, and we're really good, and we could be a really dominant tag team if they would just fucking let us be. If they would let us just hit people with chairs when we were losing, so we never lost. That's all I'm asking for.
Maybe have a better name in the club, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's a terrible name. It's because they're like, we can't call them Bullet Club because they couldn't get the rights from New Japan.
Also, they're like, the club used to be a big deal because AJ Styles and Finn Balor were there, but now it's just these two guys.
These the kind of enforcers, like they're the enforcers of the club. I suppose Carl Anderson was the leader for a bit, wasn't he, in New Japan, in Bullet Club?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, well, he was kind of like...
He was the mouthpiece.
Yeah, like, AJ Styles was like the ace, and Carl Anderson was like the leader.
Mm.
I saw an interview of AJ Styles, and they were kind of like, how are the club going to handle, like, not having a leader? And he's like, I wasn't the leader. Like, we all just do whatever the fuck we want.
But we're just,
I was just the one who talked. And I'm just also the best one. I don't think he said that, but it's true, because AJ Styles is the best wrestler on the fucking planet right now. Whatever. They shouldn't have been split up. Mistake. Foolish. Imagine how great SmackDown would be right now if they're Gallows and Anderson also there, just beating up people when AJ Styles is tired or whatever.
Especially when smug ass Daniel Bryan is going around like thinking he's done such a great job booking SmackDown, but he doesn't count on the club running around like wrecking shit.
It's what the Wyatts should be doing, but they're not. They're not doing that. So the club should be there doing that, and then and then you can do a heel versus heel, club versus Wyatt feud, and I would jizz my pants everywhere, just all over the place. Just like, just picture it. Just picture it in your head.
I'm just glad like nobody's going up to Daniel Bryan and being like, "Oh, aren't you scared about what the Wyatt family's going to do?" Because he'd probably be like, "No, they're like in their allocated." Like,
yeah, they're doing what they're supposed. They're doing what I allow them to do.
Their booked matches.
Yeah, they just need to. The problem with WWE booking fucking like any faction is that it always like it never. Like, the club or the Wyatts are supposed to be these, like, anti-authority, kind of not, like, part of the company, but not really part of the company factions. They're supposed to be the outsiders. They're supposed to be guys who turn up and beat people up and, like, we hate this dumb company and we're going to destroy it. But they just do what they're told.
And they're only in actual matches when they're paid a boatload of money.
Yeah. Like, I would like it if they booked Bray Wyatt for matches and he just didn't show up. And he's like, I was doing cult shit. It was, this spooky Bayou stuff. You know.
I'm sorry, I thought there was a chance we could get like Tom Cruise and the Wyatt family and I couldn't pass that shit up.
I had to run over to Hollywood.
Didn't work in the end. Scientology's pretty strong as it turns out.
Like, I tried my hardest.
I had a lot of people in sheep masks.
But deprogramming ain't easy. Yeah, anyway, the second Hell in the Cell match of the night.
Second main event.
He tired. Yeah, this was a triple main event. One at the beginning of the show, one in the middle, and one at the end. That's a main event, right?
That makes the entire event main.
It felt like main event. The show.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Hell in a Cell burn. Anyway, yeah, just second Hell in a Cell. This match was pretty good.
I would say it was it was marginally my favourite match. Like, I would say, for as much as I'm going to criticise the main event, I'm going to go ahead and say I liked both of the remaining two Hell in a Cell matches.
Yeah, both of these were, like, decent. There was shit wrong with them, but these were both fine matches. I enjoyed this one quite a lot. Chris Jericho came in.
It had, like, the best, like, spots. I kind of liked how it just kind of... Seth was super powerful in this thing. He was powering out a lot of shit. But I did like how it just kind of ended. Like, Chris Jericho, like, came in like halfway through the match and Like, Seth was hanging in there for a hell of a long time, but eventually he was just like, fucking hell, 2-on-1, and ended up losing powerbombed through 2 chairs.
Which was not as impressive as getting powerbombed through 2 tables.
Yes.
Yeah, both of these guys looked like... Match made them look good. But it wasn't like a masterpiece. There was some cool stuff in there. Like we said, the 2 tables on the outside, one was kind of propped up.
There's a sequence I'm seeing everyone enjoy quite a lot of. They both super kick each other, and then Seth Rollins does an enziguri, and then Kevin Owens does a lariat, and pretty much all of us is no-sold, like one after the other, and people are being like, oh, it's because it's adrenaline. It's because, like, oh, have you ever been in a fight where you get kicked in the face and you're knocked out but you don't realise? And I'm like, yeah, but that's not what they were doing here.
This was just stuff happening. It was just moves being done to the other person, and then they both fall down and they're like, I'm tired now.
Now I'm knocked out.
Sorry, I'm a little ill. It's fine. Yeah.
I'm just getting sick of, like, these... WWE seems to be doing more and more, like, accentuating, like, spots that were great once. And they're like, we're going to do it again, but more. Because that's what people will love. They didn't care about, like, the emotion behind it. They just cared about someone, like, no-selling a super kick for just a second.
New Japan. What?
Yeah.
I like New Japan. Don't comment about that. Don't tweet me.
Don't give a shit about New Japan.
I like it. I'm just saying. Yeah, that bit felt pretty New Japan-y. And yeah.
Maybe it works in New Japan, but it just seemed really out of place here.
Yeah. Yeah, the problem was this was, like, quite a long way into their match. It's already pretty fucking beat. Like, that stuff in a New Japan match usually happens pretty early on.
Like, can you imagine if in that amazing Cesaro versus Sami Zayn match, I think it was their last one, not 2 out of 3 Falls match on NXT, where Cesaro hit the neutralizer and then Sami Zayn kicked out a 1 and Cesaro was like, what the fuck, and just uppercutted him to death and then hit a second neutralizer and then pinned him. Imagine if instead of kicking out a 1, Sami Zayn just stood up, fucking Ultimate Warrior pedigree style.
I was gonna say Ultimate Warrior it.
And just started hulking up, and then Cesaro hit another neutralizer and pinned him.
I know what you're talking about. That is one of my favorite moments from all of wrestling. when the Ultimate Warrior gets pedigree, it's just like, fuck that. That doesn't even count.
Like, he literally, I believe, stands up before Triple H has stood up.
Yeah, he literally just, like, pops up, and Triple H is like, shit. You can't beat the Ultimate Warrior.
My point is, I'm not 100% opposed to, like, not selling. But this didn't seem like it had any, like, emotion to it. It was just kind of like, let's just hit each other with moves until we both fall down and we can have that moment where the crowd chants this is awesome. It was fucking this is awesome bait. That's what it was.
This is awesome bait. Alright, yeah. No, I agree with that. That's fair. I'm trying to think of other things to say. But yeah, they used the so well. There was cool stuff.
The double table spot was cool.
I wish Kevin Owens could win clean now that he's champion, but he has to be a fucking weak corporate champion who always gets help.
Like, Jericho ran in after a match and codebreakered Seth Rollins, and then Chris Jericho's music plays and the focus stays on him while you can see a tiny Kevin Owens with a championship walking away.
Why is he not he's the champion, he should be the most important person on the show. If you put the championship on the person, they're the one, right?
Well, this match is going on slap bang in the middle of a show. Kevin Owens comes out first, and then he leaves with no focus.
I know it's wrestling tradition. I always thought it kind of made more sense if the champion came in first, because they're defending, and like if you're defending, you get like a opening advantage where you can pick your part of the ring and shit. Like, I know it's wrestling tradition, so, like, the champion comes out second. I don't have a problem with that, but like if it was the other way around, that wouldn't be I feel like that would kind of be cool.
Right. I hadn't thought about it that way.
But also, like, I don't like it when they come out first because it feels like a slap in the face to the championship.
You're like,
the whole point.
You're like, it could be cool if it's not like that, but it's not like that.
Like, that's not how it works. Like, it'd be like if commentary sold it like that. If they're like, Kevin Owens like bucking wrestling tradition and coming out first so he can pick his spot in the ring and get ready and work the crowd and that sort of stuff. That'd be awesome.
Well, like if it was like a ladder match for a title, it could be cool if a champ came out first and then put up for thing.
He's like putting
myself.
up the ladder while the fucking it was pretty funny. Yeah, hanging up and stuff. Yeah, fine, whatever. Just a pretty good match.
Yeah, I don't like seem too negative because I did enjoy it.
It's the problem is like the matches. The problem with WWE at the moment as a whole, I think, is like the matches are good. There's good matches. The storylines are just shit. It's just
it's just kind of naff. I mean, I think I liked this match slightly more because like there was just one very big bit of interference in Jericho, and there wasn't like a big clusterfuck.
Yeah, like Triple H didn't come in.
I'm just like every single Raw pay-per-view from now until he does, I'm assuming Triple H is running in.
We were joking he was going to be under the ring, but he wouldn't come out to a Charlotte versus Sasha Banks, and he'd like hug them both and give them flowers and shit.
Yeah, and like Chris Jericho and Triple H are just hanging out under the ring, waiting for their respective matches so they can interfere.
That was a cool thing in the first Hell in a Cell, the Shawn Michaels Undertaker one. They have the like Gorilla Monsoon, or not Gorilla Monsoon, Sergeant Slaughter maybe, who was the GM at the time or commissioner. He was like looking under the ring with a torch, being like, "DX better not be under here. I'll be mad."
Well, they just it's the thing. These kind of matches, they try and sell it as like, oh, now no one's gonna like interfere. You're not gonna have like you're finally gonna see what happens when these two go at it 1-on-1. But it never ends up like that.
People always it feels once again it cheapens it.
There's more chance of interference happening.
Well, it cheapens the match type. Like you can have it happen once or twice, but I think there was like a statistic on Squared Circle the other day that like half of the Hell in a Cell matches had interference. Like all of them, half of those.
It's like that dumb stat where it's like John Cena's like won more matches when there's like a handicap like against him, like it's 2-on-1 or 3-on-1 or more than straight up 1-on-1 matches, like percentage wise.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, so you get the point. It kind of just ruins the idea of Hell in a Cell when there's interference in every fucking Hell in a Cell match, and they go outside the ring or they go outside the cell or whatever. They didn't in this one.
I know you can't do it. I'm sorry, but pay-per-views tend to have more leeway than like Raws and SmackDowns. Like I tend to be, you can be a bit more bloody, you can be a bit more like violent, and just if you sell it like it's hell, fucking give me hell.
Yeah, this would like they don't have to blade or whatever.
Like at least Extreme Rules did a decent job of that, like being pretty brutal.
The Roman Reigns AJ Styles
match, and then the end of Dean Ambrose versus Jericho.
Oh yeah, I thought the Fatal 4-Way was very hard hitting, the Intercontinental title one. Like it wasn't brutal in it, but it felt more brutal than normal, I guess. Again,
it was a good like themed pay-per-view because everything vaguely followed like Extreme Rules.
Yeah, I think this should be like. I feel like you could replace Hell in a Cell, like there could be a Hell in a Cell match and a cage match and a lumberjack match, and it's like no escape or whatever.
Yeah, no way out.
No way out there. Use that.
Bring it back.
And whatever. There's a match where there's a swimming pool around it, so you'd have to swim to get out.
Or like the floor's made of lava.
If you touch the floor, you lose. Just stuff where it's fine. Whatever. Hell in a Cell. Fine match. Brian Kendrick versus TJ Perkins for the Cruiserweight Championship. Brian Kendrick won.
This is probably the match result that made me happiest, although I don't think it's like necessarily a great match.
Yeah, this is fine.
Because it is just maybe it's like people might be done with TJ Perkins for a little while.
I feel like this, like putting the title on Brian Kendrick, to me at least makes way more sense because at the moment the Cruiserweight division has some colourful, like good faces who you can build up to face Brian Kendrick, and then off of those guys you can start building your heels.
Nobody has ever deserved to lose a title more than TJ Perkins in this match.
Oh god, yeah.
TJ Perkins is the dumbest human being.
Alright, so the end of this match is Brian Kendrick fakes a knee injury, and TJ Perkins, he's on the top rope, he's going to do a big move, and then he's waiting, and Brian Kendrick's like, I'm at my knee, ow, it hurts so much, my knee, and the ref's checking on him, and TJ Perkins, instead of waiting for the ref to either decide if the match can continue or stop, he gets down, he goes over to Brian Kendrick.
He's such a swell guy.
And deservingly, he gets headbutted and put in the bully choke. And taps out.
taps the hell out.
Taps hell in a cell out.
So satisfying.
Yeah. You don't like TJ Perkins very much.
I don't like him.
He's a fine wrestler, but his character is really
He's
G-Willikers.
He's it's such a frickin' wet blanket. I won't stand for it. And it's like just every promo he does where he's just like, whoa man, you gotta press a pause button on this. Make sure you can load your game afterwards because like I'm gonna beat you.
Make sure you can load your games because I'm gonna beat you.
Yeah, because make sure you save beforehand
so you can go back.
Yeah, and try again. But it's not gonna help
because I'll still beat you every time.
Call of Duty.
I'm a boss where I'm one of those bosses where you're supposed to lose. I'm like a really early game fight.
I just want Xavier Woods to just like run into him backstage and be like, dude, you are such a bad name. You're giving us such a bad name.
This is the thing. TJ Perkins, he just does like really generic video game references. I believe that TJ Perkins likes video games. I'm not being like fucking gamer guys, not known about video games, but pretending to like them. But like in comparison to Xavier Woods, who has the same kind of thing where he likes video games a lot and he references them. Xavier Woods references specific video games. He talks about like video games he likes. And he's like, oh yeah, Call of Duty or whatever, or WWE 2K17.
Like, Xavier Woods comes out and says what level he is in Pokemon Go and what team he is, while TJ Perkins would be like, boy, I sure do love that Pikachu.
Yeah, he comes out and he talks about Triforces and that sort of stuff. Like, Woods makes it work. Woods is a bit more charismatic, that helps. But he also, he's just more specific and more
like
good about it.
You can feel like that's actually him. Like, I feel like TJ Perkins might not even like video games, and that's just the gimmick he's been given.
That's just the thing he is. Yeah, which I don't believe, but that's how it feels.
Like, we talk shit about how, like, we forgive so many, like, wrestlers by being like, oh, they've been given shit to work with, and it's, like, bad writing and stuff, and all this. But, like, I feel like TJ Perkins hasn't, like, he's been given fine stuff to work with. But he's just, a void of like charisma and energy.
Don't you like it when he dabs? He dabs.
Like
I'm dabbing.
Like maybe I refuse to believe somebody was like, hey, you should dab during your entrance. Like maybe they were like, hey, your thing is for the kids.
You're the
like,
kids guy.
You're the cruiserweight. You keep the kids happy. And he seriously like, okay, so I'm gonna dab then.
The problem is as well. I'm like, you know what kids really like. They like luchadors. They like people wearing masks. And you have Gran Metalik, who's fucking brilliant. You have Lindsay Dorado, who's really good. You have Sin Cara, who's a known quantity.
Who's also there.
Who's freakishly strong and has been doing pretty well in the Cruiserweight division so far, not gonna lie. I think he hasn't botched once, I don't think.
It covers his weaknesses a little bit.
And all of those would be great Cruiserweight champions. Because they're... like, kids like that. If you want the cruiserweights to be the kid-friendly thing, that's what kids like. They like fun, like, little guys who are like, I could be that, because I'm a little guy, but I could wear a mask and be strong. Like, that's what... I imagine that would be more a kid thing than dabbing and video games. That was a lot of opinion splurge. Anyway, yeah, Brian Kendrick's champion's good.
Brian Kendrick's good.
I really like him. I like his weird ass I like the way he talks. Like where he has a very measured like TJ Perkins. He has like more of a voice than that. But you know, like
it's not very.
I'm asking you to drop the championship to me.
It's not very. It's different to other like promo styles.
And it feels natural in it. Like that feels like it's how he talks. I like it, and I like how he wrestles. He's a good heel wrestler. He would have been good on SmackDown because Daniel Bryan in the Cruiserweight Classic. Daniel Bryan was great, always being like, "Hey, he's just doing what he needs to do to win. He's got it. It's his one last chance." But
thank God this specific last chance of all the last chances paid off.
This is his yeah. This should have been like a Dolph Ziggler thing maybe, where he's like, "This is my last chance. They're gonna fire me. They keep giving me title shots and I keep fucking up."
Thank God there's like barely any interest in cruiserweights.
Yeah, he is the best of the cruiserweights, which is, I think it's better he be champion and then we build up some faces to face them all. Like you have I suppose TJ Perkins and him will have a rematch, whatever. Who cares? But get Cedric Alexander or Rich Swann or Gran Metalik in there. Like they can wrestle really good. They've got good characters. Rich Swann dances. It's not cringeworthy. I quite like it. Like, unlike, I don't know, most black dancing gimmicks, like, he does it well.
Like as long as it feels like it's like not like as long as it seems like it wants to.
Yeah, like it seems like it's. Well, didn't he do it in, like, PWG and stuff as well? Like, he used to come out to All Night Long. That's why people sing it. I was at this is a completely unrelated story. I was at a party and the last song that came on was All Night Long, which it wasn't All Night Long. It was like 2:00. But I was literally just like, Rich Swan.
And then did someone be like, yeah, right?
No.
It's the end.
The end of the story is no one understands me. That's pretty. Yeah. I like him. I want people to start doing that on the main roster. I feel like that'd be fun.
Like I want everyone to have like their own cool personal chant.
Yeah, I want everyone to. Yeah, I really like it. I really like the Olay chants for Sami Zayn. Like, they're always. It's nice. It feels different to just let's go that person. Let's go the other person.
Like maybe like a good like fuck you Perkins chant. I don't know.
A good old fashioned Die Perkins die. Don't chant that. That's bad.
Like that'd probably make him really sad.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen. Just playing along with the joke. Also, I didn't talk about this, but in the Rusev versus Roman Reigns match, there was the chant that was "Let's go Rusev. Rusev sucks." No one mentioned Roman Reigns.
Yes, I did approve of that as well. Like that's how everyone should, like, in every Roman Reigns versus blank like feud, people should always chant for blank.
Just be like, refuse to chant for Roman Reigns in any way, shape, or form, because, like, as we always say, he's a good wrestler, but he's not in the position he's in. He doesn't fit. He's a square peg. It's a round hole, and they keep trying.
And this is how people show that this is how they should show that they don't care about him.
Just chant for the other person.
Literally anyone else.
Because, like, WWE always like, as long as I get him reactions, that's good. Stop giving him reactions.
I think what pulled the trigger on like Bo Dallas's heel turn in NXT, because they were always booing him, and they started doing that like, oh, some people like him, some people don't. BS. But I know, and it's easier to get a crowd to like act like this if you're in it when it's so small. But they literally started turning their backs on him when he came out whether it was a match, a promo, anything.
I always really liked. Yeah, I always liked that as like Bo Dallas's gimmick was heel who thinks he's a face, but to a delusional degree.
And legitimately is like comes out and is like, I understand you all, like I get it. You've all got my back, just like I've got your backs.
Yeah, I like that. That's what Roman Reigns should be doing. When he came out and was like, I'm not a bad guy, he should have stopped there. He should be like, I'm not a bad guy. Come on, I beat Triple H, that guy who runs NXT. What a nerd. I beat his dumb ass.
No, instead he's just like, some of y'all like me, some of y'all don't, and that's okay.
That's okay, John Cena.
You paid your hard-earned money.
Fuck you, come on and be a dick. Like, slap people's drinks out of their hands and be like, fuck you, you don't deserve a drink. You're a piece of shit booing me.
That probably wasn't even Diet Coke, fat ass.
You should be Scott Steiner. Fat asses. That was not a Scott Steiner impression. There we go.
No, I was imitating you.
Yeah,
imitating Scott Steiner.
It's still better. Yeah, you can feud with Samoa Joe and he goes, Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe.
You're a fat ass. Dude, what a... Are we done with this, talking about this match now? Because we're going to be talking about it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I've talked about as much about TJ Perkins as I want to talk about.
Don't you want to talk about... Don't you like it when he puts on a knee bar?
His wrestling is fine.
That's not the problem.
He's fine. He's a fine wrestler. Once he gets in the ring and stops talking, and he stops doing any kind of like theatrics apart from the dab, like taunt.
I can't wait till WWE 2K18 where I can put that on all my characters.
It's every taunt.
Yeah, like, yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Anyway, Cesaro and Sheamus defeated the New Day, but only by disqualification, therefore not gaining the Raw Tag Team Championships.
Honestly, at this point, I don't remember much about this match.
My thing was, it was a fine match, but So the ending, like, it's fine. Like, they're all good wrestlers. It was pretty dull. You know, New Day's not gonna lose the titles until they fucking beat Demolition's record at this point. So it's all pretty moot. So obviously they were like, all right, we need to set them up so they can get a rematch at like TLC or whatever and win these championships finally. Because that's like the day after they cross the 474 line or whatever it is. But yeah, the end of the match is Cesaro's in the ring. Sheamus is stopping whoever Big E from getting in the ring to save Xavier. And then Sheamus hits him in the back with the trombone. And then Kofi Trouble in Paradise is him and gets disqualified, even though Cesaro is getting the free count whilst that's happening.
No, Cesaro's Xavier's tapping out.
Oh yeah, because he put him in the sharpshooter. Yeah, I was wrong. Okay, yeah, that's what was happening. Xavier survived the fucking sharpshooter for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's not how. Again, I'm fine with it. I'm not. I don't want to be like, oh, wrestling isn't realistic.
Just fucking exposing the business.
Like it's just slowly increasing pain in his leg as he's in the sharpshooter. It's not like it's just like an immediate ankle break.
Yeah, it's fine. So and I'm like, shouldn't they still win? Like, it's not like Sheamus getting kicked by Kofi matters at the point that he's tapping out.
Like, and it sucks because they're good guys and they're still getting away with it. And you know for damn sure if it was the heel team that kept winning and retaining the title by DQ, like Mick Foley would come out and be like, "Oh, next time if you get disqualified, you lose your title."
Yeah. Also, the New Day are way better as heels, and I hate them more as faces. They're so boring. Hey, do you like us saying Bootios? Do you remember Bootios?
Remember that thing that if we say it enough times, you'll buy it?
Do you remember WWE World Tag Team Champions?
It's like we're past. I guess we're not gonna like say any original things apart from some sweet burns about like bad breath.
Yeah, shame, because his name's Sheamus. That's a Game of Thrones reference. Do you remember like they used to be fun because they would like I hate to be like simple about it, but they would make dirty jokes. They'd come out and like be all like you know, jacking off and shit.
No, go back and jack my wiener and wrestle with you, John Cena.
Like Xavier's like, I'm not competing in this match because I've got a raging boner right now and I can go back and deal with that.
Gonna go fuck this trombone. Just kidding, that's Enzo's thing.
Enzo had a trombone baby.
Yeah.
That was fucking terrible. Oh god, there have been so many shitty comedy segments.
Like, they've really fucked both the New Day and Enzo and Cass.
And the club.
And the club.
Anyone who has to do comedy has been fucked by the WWE's terrible sense of humor. Not even the WWE's. Vince McMahon. I'm not gonna fucking defend Vince McMahon on this one. Like, I believe fully that there are writers in that writer's room who could write funny jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people used to write jokes for Edge and Christian and they were funny. People used to write jokes for The Rock and they were funny. But, you know, I feel like Vince is like, no, you know, it'd be really great if Enzo gave birth to a trombone. If the New Day talked about Bootios.
I'm amazed there isn't like a mini, like, Francesca, like, trombone, like a sale.
Let's give it a... that is actually surprising. I was gonna give it a while, but like that's like one of the first things the New Day had, right?
Like a little kazoo thing. Yeah, we've had it for ages.
Yeah, because they do those little trombones. Just make one that's gold and be like, it's Francesca too. Yeah, fine. Obviously, they're setting this up so that Cesaro and Sheamus can win it off them at TLC or whatever.
Like the millisecond that they beat Demolition's record.
Fastlane? Is that in December?
I think no, Fastlane is in December.
No, they've moved it. Like, Fastlane's in December now.
How could Fastlane be in December?
They had it in fucking March or whatever.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania.
No, I'm pretty sure it's It's Fastlane or it's Roadblock, maybe. It's, I feel like it might be Roadblock. Oh, alright, that was a dumb idea. We're just doing a little research.
You can use these like type sounds to help lull you to sleep.
Hey guys, we're just gonna talk about stuff. Yeah, it's Roadblock. There's another Roadblock this year. Yeah, there's 2. It's on December 18th.
That's a lot of blocked roads. How are you gonna get to where you want to go?
How are you getting to WrestleMania if there are just blocked roads everywhere?
The next one's gonna be called WWE. Stop.
WWE Red Light. I was gonna make a prostitute joke, and I was like, that's bad taste.
Not in this day and age.
Not when women are main eventing pay-per-views.
Oh shit!
Speaking of, what a segue! Charlotte versus Sasha Banks for the Women's Championship in Hell in a Cell.
Oh snap! What a match! It had everything you could want. Someone being maybe taken to the back, that person not being taken to the back, someone like being injured, table spot, and wedgies.
lots of butt.
A lot of butt, actually.
Alright, I'm going to start talking about the beginning, because the beginning is what pissed me off about this match.
Worst part of the match, honestly.
Alright, so, here's how this match starts. Sasha Banks, they both do big entrances. Because they're main eventing, I guess, so they get some cool entrances. Charlotte comes down and she's being, held by Roman soldiers.
Hopefully, NXT guys.
I was going to say, yeah. And Sasha Banks does her NXT Brooklyn entrance, but doesn't get carried to the ring, so not quite as effective, really.
It's kind of not as good.
Yeah.
As Brooklyn, which is kind of Sasha.
It's not as good as Brooklyn.
Not as good as NXT.
So true. But yeah, and then they get in the ring, and Charlotte, as the seller's coming down before the match starts, Charlotte attacks Sasha Banks, because that's smart. That's it. My problem, this straight away doesn't make sense for Charlotte, because if Sasha Banks can't compete, she doesn't get the championship.
Yes.
They don't wrestle a match. That's what happens. So she attacks her, she kicks her outside the cell. It looks like Sasha's going to get crushed for a little while.
Yeah, I'm going to skip it, but we can go back. But yes, as Sasha was about to, be carted out, JoJo was like, oh, she's unable to compete. Therefore, you're winner by forfeit and new women's champion.
Yeah, this is the problem. This is the thing I wanted to get to.
It's when has that ever happened where someone's won a title off of a forfeit?
The problem was also, she didn't forfeit. The match didn't start. We have had matches as recent as Clash of Champions, or maybe the one before SummerSlam, whatever, where the match hasn't happened, and you know what? No one won a goddamn title. So dumb. Yeah, Sasha goes through the table.
She does she gets powerbomb through the announcer table, which looks pretty cool, but it kills her. This kills the Sasha, and she ends up being put on a stretcher and carted out in that heroic babyface comeback spot that they love to do now.
Where she get the Daniel Bryan WrestleMania 30. She's getting up. She's ripping off the neck brace. She's beating up an innocent referee. EMT wasn't even a referee.
She just fucking decks one of the EMT guys and stomps him 3 times.
He was like, "Hey, Sasha, I hate to break this to you, but you're literally dead right now." And she's like, "Fuck you!" Slap, stomp, stomp, stomp. Terrible. How am I supposed to root for this person when she's a bitch?
It was great.
It
was just great because of how hilarious it was.
The problem is, that would in theory fit with the Sasha Banks boss character.
Yes.
But she hasn't. She says she's the boss, but she never does anything to back that up. So this, even though in theory that's Sasha Banks' character to do that, that doesn't fit the character that she represents in promos and matches and so forth.
Yeah, they just don't know how to make the boss a good person.
That's right. It's not a face gimmick. She should be a heel. No. She just has to come out and reference Eddie Guerrero, do a lame 4-inch 5-star frog splash.
The 4-inch frog splash where her elbows don't even touch her knees.
And she does it. She goes a little way. She doesn't go halfway across the ring. She does a little jump.
Yeah.
But
that was awful.
Yeah, let's talk about the actual match part of this match now.
I would say once the match got started, most of it was a lot of.
Yeah, there were a couple of shitty table spots.
That was mostly. Oh no, there was one in the middle as well.
Yeah, there were 2.
There's 2 bad table spots.
But other than that, yeah, good hard-hitting match. But let's talk about those table spots because they're bad, so they're more fun to talk about.
The first one where Sasha's, I believe, on the top rope, and Charlotte's like come down from there, and Sasha like hits Charlotte, and one of two things was supposed to happen. Either Charlotte was supposed to like fall on the apron and then like roll onto the table, or she was supposed to fall straight through the table, but she kind of gently fell onto the table,
and it kind of half broke,
and it just like the hinge on the leg broke.
You can see Sasha just stop and be like, oh.
Even nobody knows how to react to it. The commentary team just kind of like, oh, Charlotte.
Someone for a table. And then the one at the end, Sasha has kind of set up a table in the corner, but not like right in the corner. Like it's propped up on one of the.
It's kind of like, it's not at a sharp angle at all. It's pretty much flat.
And Charlotte throws her into it, Sasha into it twice, and she bounces off.
She just rolls, she just lands on it and then slides off.
So Charlotte just hits the natural selection
and
pins
says, fuck it, hits the natural selection pins, and then just shouts stupid at the table.
Stupid. The problem is, they were setting up a way cooler spot like a minute before where she was going to moonsault Sasha for a table. And I'm like, that would be a great finish.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect. Just do that. Instead, they had to do whatever the fuck this was. And it kind of ruined the ending. Also, why the fuck is Charlotte Women's Champion again?
Like, what more is there to this fucking story? And these two are just they're destined to do this forever.
Really. Also, Charlotte has beaten Sasha clean as a whistle, bright as a thistle, twice. Like, no doubt about it anymore. Sharp as a thistle. No doubt about it. It's like, Charlotte is the better woman. Charlotte is the best woman in this division. Who can possibly defeat her?
But no, Sasha's still got a rematch to get. She's still got to have a rematch, and if you're Sasha at this point, you would beg for it not to be on pay-per-view.
Have it on Raw, and then be like, when she gets her rematch, I want that to also be on Raw. Yeah, apparently, Sasha was supposed to win originally and retain, but they wanted to push forward doing a Charlotte Bayley feud, like to earlier than what they originally intended, which I assume would be WrestleMania.
And they'd want Bayley to break this like streak.
Yeah, I guess so. So they had Charlotte win and take back the championship, even though surely Sasha Banks as a heel versus Bayley as just bring that back. I know it's bad to just say bring back that thing they did in NXT, but come the fuck on. She also feuded with heel Charlotte in NXT.
I feel like that wouldn't be good on
on the main roster.
On actual WWE. It'd still be them just talking about how they're going to make history.
This was, they didn't talk much about how this being the women's main eventing the pay-per-view. They didn't talk much about how it's historic. Lita cried on Raw Talk. Like the first thing, Lita's like crying, and she's like, "I'm so glad they main evented this pay-per-view." And I'm like, I feel like you could have main evented a pay-per-view against Trish Stratus in the fucking pits era of WWE.
Yeah, I'm glad once the actual match started they didn't mention that at all. They cut out the bullshit, and they did have an actual match.
Yeah, they had a good match except for the shitty table spots and the really dumb opening, and my kind of questioning of what Charlotte has been champion. She was champion from what Night of Champions last year.
Yes, when she won the Divas title. She
was champion from then until WrestleMania, won the women's title, held that until the brand split, lost it for a couple of weeks, won it back at SummerSlam, lost it again on Raw, and then won it back now. So
within like a year, she's going to be a 16-time champion.
Yeah, that's what they're aiming for. My problem with this is as well, like people always talk about long title reigns make the belt, right?
Yes.
That's the idea is that makes the belt seem more valuable. They've been hot-shotting this belt back and forth. Like, no one has held it for a long period of time. It's just, who can have the belt now?
And it's the same two people.
Yeah, the problem is, like, it's not like the tag championships in the, like, Attitude Era where they're passing between 3 people and it kind of feels like all of these people can kind of beat each other. it's just like Charlotte wins at pay-per-views, then Sasha Banks wins on Raw. And Charlotte wins at pay-per-views. Sasha Banks wins on Raw.
And where are they going to go from here?
I hope. I know Sasha Banks kayfabe should have a rematch. But fuck it, come on. Just please stop.
Like, Mick Foley just fucking audibles that shit and he's like, sorry Sasha, but we've fucking seen enough of you. I honestly don't want to risk you winning the title.
Again.
And then Sasha 10th heel from there.
Yeah, at least make it, do a triple threat. Do some sort of, like, change it up. Add someone else into this feud. Have Nia Jax come in and be like, where am I? Why am I not here right now? Yeah, I think it's cool that the women got to main event a pay-per-view. It just kind of sucks a little bit. It had to be
just a very meh pay-per-view overall.
Yeah, like they had to main event something that was fine, and there wasn't any build-up to them main eventing, and the whole build-up to the match was shitty, and this feud has been going on too long, and I'm tired of it.
Just tired.
I'm just tired of everything. Do you remember at the beginning of the year, one of the few things that was really great and got me into wrestling was Becky Lynch and Charlotte having that really good feud where Charlotte was slowly turning heel and Becky Lynch was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Do you remember the good times? Fine. Becky Lynch is champion on the better show. That's what matters. Final thoughts on WWE Hell in a Cell.
Gonna quickly comparing it to Clash of Champions, I would say there might have been slightly better. It might have been actually like on par, maybe even slightly better match quality wise than Clash of Champions. But I enjoy Clash of Champions a lot more. I feel like matches actually told stories, and in this one they did not.
It's fair. I can concur. We're not going to compare it to SmackDown because we do enough of that. The SmackDown pay-per-views are better.
Oh, watch SmackDown.
Yeah, we'll just watch SmackDown. Maybe watch NXT. Watch Lucha Underground. Watch Total Bellas.
Leave watching Raw to us.
Like that's what we do, even though we don't do a weekly Raw show.
You don't want to, you wouldn't watch that.
Every week. People don't watch this.
But it's just like, God, what was Raw like? Kind of boring.
Kind of dull. I watched the YouTube highlights. Alright, follow us on the YouTubes. Like this video. Subscribe. Comment. Tell us, did you like Hell in a Cell? Do you like Hell in a Cell matches? What's your favourite Hell in a Cell match? Of all of them. Of all the matches that have ever been held in a cell. Perhaps it's Mick Foley versus Undertaker. Perhaps it's Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker. Perhaps it's one of the other Hell in a Cell matches.
If you had to go to hell, what kind of body part would you take? Because you can have a cell, like the mitochondria and stuff.
That's what. Fine. That's a great joke.
Join us next month for Heaven in a 7.
Heaven in a... Fuck you. Join us for Survivor Series. I would rather watch Heaven in a 7. Do you have any more funny jokes to say?
The PG version, heck in a sec.
Heck in a sec. We'll see you next time, guys.
Later.